it comes to luxury, certain car brands have set the benchmark. I'm talking to you about the likes of Rolls-Royce and even Bentley. But a particular car brand from Stuttgart in Germany seems to understand this language. Now, moving through the years since the year 1971, that is, of course, if you take out the W108, the W180, and the W111, we have the W116 made in 1971, the W126 made in 1979, the W140 made in 1991, the W220 made in, if I'm correct, 1998. Then, of course, we have the W221 made in 2005. Then we have the W222, which was released in the year 2013. So 7 generations down, you know, down the line over these years. And finally in the year 2020, September to be precise, they gave us and launched what they call the W223 2021 S-Class, the peak of what luxury should be in the world. So of course, for 2021, Mercedes-Benz gave us a refreshing new look for the new generation of the S-Class. And I mean, there's just one thing that is prominent right here, and it is this ginormous grille. Like, okay, I said it in my G83 video. I'm going to put a link to that in my description. You can actually totally check that out. There is something about new cars these days having these ginormous grilles. I mean, BMW has them, Lexus has them. Now we're seeing them on Mercedes-Benz. We didn't even have them before. So anyway, tell me, what do you think of the ginormous grille on the new S-Class? Does it make it look nicer? And one more thing, what do you think of the new look of this S-Class? People tend to say, oh, it looks less intimidating than the W222, which is the previous generation, but I think this looks very cute. I don't think about that for the AMG version that's coming though. Anyway, so of course we have our new revised LED headlamps with triple beam. Of course, moving on to the side, we have our 19-inch wheels right there. Moving on to the side too, my favorite feature. So we have this pull-out mechanism that has been recently revised, that we see in a lot of new cars these days. The Range Rover Velar has it. So it simply works this way. I lock and it goes in. And look, and it comes out like, that is super cool. Anyway, moving on to the back. I love the rear view of this car. Like, it is so beautiful. So of course we have our S580 badge right here. Then we have our LED taillights right here. And I love how this, love how this looks, you get. And like, I think it would be better if you saw this in the dark. Unfortunately, there's like too much light in this car right now. But this is like extremely beautiful. I don't know what else to say about it, but it's beautiful. It reminds me of Audis actually. But yeah. So now of course inside the 2021 S-Class, this reeks of luxury. So now looking at the door, of course you can see that our car is dual tone. We have gray and red, and that door is extremely beautiful with our door controls. Of course our power controlled seats with memory and every other thing that is there. Door pockets are pretty sizable. Then moving of course over to the front seat of this car. Now everybody's excited about the fact that this is the flagship sedan, and so you have these very fluffy pillows right here. It's sad I can't take off these bags, but I think I'm more excited about these seat bolsters because they remind me of the G63 AMG, where these bolsters actually hold you in place while you ride. And of course we have our red perforated seats right here, which are heated and ventilated. Moving on of course to the dash area, we have our air vents, which are rectangular as opposed to the previous generation, the W222, which was circular. This entire area, especially with the wood trim, the Alcantara on the dash, is extremely beautiful. First, when it comes to the center of this car, this center console is so beautiful. Like, I can't get enough of it. So usually we have like rectangular screens spread out right here, but this time we have a rectangular screen still, but in this form. And so we are presented with a 12.8-inch infotainment display, which houses our 12.8-inch infotainment screen, which is compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It also has satellite navigation. Unfortunately, we don't have that in Nigeria, so it's not very functional right now. But this is just beautiful. Then, of course, we have our 4-zone climate control, which you can see 2 right here in front and 2 right there with you at the back. Beautifully, we have right here, still in the center console, 2 USB-C ports, 2 cup holders, and beautifully, a wireless charging port, and even some storage. So I would just shut that. Of course, I love that, like the fact that nobody can actually see my phone. Then right here, still in the center console, we have even more USB-C ports and more storage. This is exciting because like this car is so modern, and I mean, you don't get to see the other USB type, so it's not for just anybody, let's be honest. Then, super excitingly, we have this gauge display that is fully digital, and I like how it's like a screen on its own. It's not embedded into the dash area, so it's like really exciting. Then, of course, if we bring this out, you would see a beautiful and newly revised Mercedes-Benz steering wheel, which is super light. Like super light. This EPS system that these cars have started adding, oh my god, this is mad. Of course, EPS is the electronic power steering, so that is why you have like cars that are super light. So yeah. So now in the rear seat of this car, this is like so comfortable. These seats are soft and they just feel like money, like a lot of money. Anyway, back to business. So of course, right here we have our rear door. You can see our ambient lighting, which is like super beautiful, and I like the fact that you can get to choose between like or among different colors. So you just pick whichever one it is that suits your taste. Then, of course, we have our door controls, power control seats in the rear too, which is super cool. Then, of course, we have our window controls, which also control this blind. Then we have our 30-speaker thermostat system right here. Moving on to this beautiful part of this car, we have an 11.2-inch digital screen display. So I can literally do everything I can do from the front right here. Now, because this car is a flagship, this is a luxury car, like a passenger car, like a chauffeur-driven car. So you don't expect to tell your chauffeur to do everything for you, so you can easily just do stuff yourself from over here, which is like so cool. So cool, I can even move his seat forward and inconvenience him, but I'm not that mean, you get, you know, yeah. Anyway, so of course, like I said, we have our 4-zone climate control, so you have the other two here. We have even more storage right here with 2 HDMI ports and 2 USB-C ports. Interesting. Then of course, right here, of course, we have cup holders, which are like so cool. And even right here, we have more storage and another wireless charging port. Super cool. So of course, if I should just bring this open, this is even more storage, especially like storage where you can actually pass something from the trunk area. But most importantly, you can actually personally convert this to like a champagne fridge. Yeah, then when it comes to spacing in this car is comfortable. So of course we have just about enough leg room, more than enough headroom, and this is just beautiful. And even better still, I have my own rear moonroof, just like the driver has one in front too. Super cool. So now, of course, the trunk. So let's see how much worth of space it is we have in there. So the trunk can be opened in 3 different ways. Of course, you can open it from inside the car, you can open it using the key, and of course, you can simply do this. Yeah, so looking inside this trunk, this is so massive. We have like 550 liters worth of trunk space right here, or volume of trunk space, 20 liters more than in previous generation.
One eternity later.
This shit not gonna stress me. So of course, now there are so many features that this car actually does come with, and I think the most exciting for me, which is new and revised, okay, not very revised, let's just keep it at revised, is the fact that we now have rear axle steering, which allows the rear wheels to turn up to 10 centimeters, and that is super cool. So another luxury feature I do love on this car is this. So we have soft closed doors on the new 2021 S-Class. Ha! That is so cool. So please, when you see me drive by in this car, do not slam my doors. Just do not do that. So of course, this car comes with a lot of driver assistant features. Of course, we have our lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, which actually work differently. So usually in other cars, you have like a signal on the side mirror, but in this car, the ambient lighting actually keeps blinking in red to warn you. So that is, hey, there's a car in the blind spot. Hey, there's a car in the blind spot. That kind of thing. Super lit. Super. lit. Then like I said, of course, you have a lot of other driver assistant features. You also have a park assist feature. So for those of us who don't know how to parallel park or how to park in really tight spaces, he is going to do that for you. Super cool. So now to my favorite part of every car review, performance. I have the hood popped, and facing me right now is a 4.0 liter twin turbocharged V8. This is super mad, and this is paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission which sends power to all 4 wheels of this car. It is an all-wheel drive car. That is super lit. Puts out 496 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque, and it is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. So I want you to tell me, based on these details I've given you, how long do you think it takes this car to sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour or 100 kilometers per hour? Tell me in the comment section. When it comes to things I do not like about the 2021 S-Class, first of all, why are you guys so hyped about this car? Like, this is it right here. Yes, it speaks luxury. It is everything. It is super modern. It has a lot of new features. But what's the hype all about? But yeah, tell me, what exactly about this car excites you? Tell me in my comment section. Secondly, Mercedes-Benz and their fake exhaust tips. Like, I'm tired, really tired. Can you give us something legit? Yeah. When it comes to other things, well, not really. Then the next thing I'd actually mention, it's not a dislike, it's just the fact that you need to note that this car is longer. So it doesn't look like it, but actually is longer than the W222, and that's super cool. So that explains why I have that lot of leg room in the car. But nonetheless, this is a great and beautiful car. It is for sale. So yes, you actually do have the opportunity to own it. So all you need to do is send me an email. I'm going to leave my email in the description. Send me an email and I will get you right on with it. Or you can simply come to Motown Automobile to get you one at a token of 155 million naira. Chicken change for some of you, don't you think? Anyway, guys, so this brings us to this segment. This is the end of today's video. So like I said, do answer the questions I asked you in the video. Do the needful, subscribe, like, and share. And I will see you at the next one. Take care.